Hi there, my name is Naomi, and I am an alumni of Service Design School. I took the program last year, and I was really intrigued because I had heard of the concept of service design, but I had heard about it in terms of how to apply it to a products business. And as a coach, I was really intrigued when I heard Nadia share how she takes that approach to service-based businesses. And so I quickly joined Service Design School, and I had a wonderful experience. But the shift, I think, really came for me in an unexpected way. And that happened when Nadia talked about subconscious capacity building. Now, she's been a guest on my podcast, and as I was interviewing her, this was shortly after Service Design School ended, and I was thinking about, the different exercises I did and what changes I was making to my business in terms of the client experience. I really started to think more about that subconscious capacity building and how I was limited. And during that interview with Nadia, I reflected back on the ways that I had grown since I started being a coach almost 7 years ago. And I had realized that in many ways, I appreciated and really embraced the growth that I had from my first days of starting, but I hadn't really allowed myself to think about the additional growth that I had before me. And so the first thing I did was think about, well, what is it that I really want, and how might I be limiting myself, limiting my capacity? And then I had this horrifying feeling that I actually didn't know what I actually wanted and where I wanted to go next in my work. And that was really quite eye-opening. And so in doing the work of really observing and thinking about in what ways I was limiting myself, I realized that I had, to a certain degree, outgrown the work that I was doing as a health coach. And I realized that for a number of months, I had been having the intuition and the instincts and the promptings to shift my business, to expand, and to really incorporate human design, something that I had really thrown myself into studying for the past year. And once I did so, things opened up for me, and I realized that by not being open to that promptings I was getting to bring that into my current practice, that I was limiting myself in many ways because I wasn't enthused about the business that I had. I wasn't promoting it in ways that that I normally did, just because the topics weren't that exciting to me. They weren't things that I suddenly stopped practicing or stopped believing. I didn't have the same enthusiasm as I had when I first started health coaching. And once I was able to recognize that and give myself permission to make the shift, to expand my offerings, to now really be encompassed and really focused around human design and how we can use human design for health, I really started to feel the layers that had been limiting me back, pull away. And I felt things open and shifts being made, and the opportunity for my capacity to take on more. And that probably was the greatest gift that I got from Service Design School. It was something that I went into not expecting, but it was the best part of it. It was the most important aspect of my growth. And I continue to really observe and be mindful in ways that I might be limiting myself subconsciously, and then what are ways that I can work around that. So I'm really grateful to Nadia for not only bringing forth the ideas, but providing the experience in which we can all learn and experience this growth for ourselves.